This production is brought to you by the University of Edinburgh.
Hello, and welcome to the University of Edinburgh information session for prospective students from the United States. My name's Robbie Willis, and I'm one of the international officers in the International and Development Office here at the University of Edinburgh. Throughout the year, myself and colleagues visit the United States on a regular basis, visiting high schools, speaking to counsellors and prospective students and their parents. We're very pleased now to be able to provide this online resource. Within the presentation, we'll be introducing the higher education system here in Scotland and highlighting some of the reasons why US students may consider Scotland as a study destination. Also within the presentation, we'll be explaining the application process and also how we make our admissions decisions here at the University of Edinburgh. Towards the end of the presentation, we'll be profiling the University of Edinburgh and also the beautiful city of Edinburgh. We hope you enjoy the presentation and find it informative. Scottish universities attract students and staff from all over the world and currently host over 30,000 international students from over 180 different countries. Try logging on to the faculty list at the school you're thinking about applying to and see how many different nationalities you can see within the faculty. The number of international faculty at Edinburgh is in contrast to many US colleges and lends itself to a truly internationalised curriculum. Education has been at the heart of Scottish society for hundreds of years, with the first universities being established in the 15th and 16th centuries. All universities in Scotland are publicly funded, and quality assurance for both teaching and research are rigorously assessed. In the area of academic research, Scotland punches well above its weight and is ranked in the world top 5 for the world's most highly cited papers per capita. In the graphic shown here, we've tried to highlight the structure of a Scottish undergraduate degree in contrast to the experience in England and the US. The Scottish undergraduate degree is most commonly a 4-year experience, resulting in an honours degree. Students apply to a proposed major at Scottish universities, but are in the first 2 years given an opportunity to study around their subject and often choose to change the focus of their degree as they move through the programme. The degree moves through a 2+2 model with 2 years of flexibility and breadth and 2 years of focus and depth. This system sits somewhere in between the US and English systems, and this would particularly suit a student with a passion for a particular subject, but who would still like the flexibility to explore around their subject area. This is further explored in the next slide. The graphic shown here shows the potential degree structure for a student who has applied for a degree in international relations. It's interesting to point out that the student, after 2 years of study, will still have 3 possible degree programs open to them. These could be international relations, a combined degree in international relations and history, or a degree in history as a single degree. They have also been able to study a second language as part of their first 2 years. In this example, the student has chosen to continue with their initial degree choice and graduates with a degree in international relations. Note the completion of a dissertation in the 4th year, which is a compulsory part of the course. In contrast to the United States, it's possible to apply directly from high school to professional degrees such as medicine, law, or veterinary medicine. These degrees can take longer than degrees in the sciences or humanities, but do often qualify graduates to enter directly into these professions. Typically, degrees in the professions are 5 years in duration, and those such as veterinary medicine carry North American accreditation. The Universities and Colleges Admission Service, known as UCAS, is a common application system that covers applications to university courses across the UK. Applicants can apply to 5 courses in one main cycle with a few exceptions. The application is online and applicants can track the progress of their applications 24/7. Once the application is received by UCAS, it is distributed to the universities you have selected. On receipt at Edinburgh, the other universities you've applied to will be invisible. Students can monitor the progress of their application through UCAS Track. The universities have 3 possible responses: an unsuccessful application, a conditional offer, and an unconditional offer. A profile of a conditional offer is provided later in this presentation. As an applicant, you will wait for all responses to come back to you. You will only have to respond once all the responses have been made and not before then. You can hold on to a maximum of 2 conditional offers, one being a firm and one being an insurance choice. You can only hold 1 unconditional offer. Serious consideration is required before responding to offers, and your insurance choice should be a realistic option. If you do accept Edinburgh as your first choice and your offer is conditional, you will need to send us your examination results when they become available. We also advise that about 3 months prior to the start of your degree, you start to think about your student visa. If you are starting a course that will last over 6 months, you will need a Tier 4 General Student Visa. To apply for this visa, you will need a confirmation of acceptance of studies, known as a CAS, and we will send you that. You will also need original copies of your passport and educational qualifications. This is also a good time to prepare your financial information, as you will need to show sufficient funds in an appropriate bank account for 28 days prior to your visa application. Around 50,000 students apply to the University of Edinburgh through UCAS each year, and it's impossible to interview for all courses, so the majority of decisions are made by considering the academic potential and a personal statement. The personal statement could make the difference between a successful or unsuccessful application. Admission staff want to see evidence that students are enthusiastic, well prepared, and have the right skills to do well at university. You should explain why you want to study the courses you've applied for and show commitment and motivation, as well as demonstrate a clear understanding of what the subject entails, especially when you have not studied that subject before. Remember that the same statement will be read by all the universities you apply to, so don't address it directly to one university unless you have only applied for one. Listed on this slide are the important dates in the UCAS cycle. If you are considering an application to medicine or veterinary medicine at Edinburgh, you will need to meet the 15th of October deadline in the year before your course is due to start. Otherwise, the 15th of January in the year your course starts is an important deadline. On receipt of your application, the university will seek to clarify your fee status. If you are from the United States and have always lived there, you will likely be an international fee-paying non-EU student. However, if you have EU citizenship and you and your family have spent time living in the EU, there may be a need to conduct a fee status inquiry, as you may qualify for home EU status. The outcome of the inquiry may impact on how your application is processed, as the university currently makes decisions on international applicants on a rolling basis, whereas home EU applicants are considered in a gathered field. This may make the difference in receiving a decision in either November for international or March for home applicants. If you're in any doubt, please contact the International Office for further guidance. The University of Edinburgh receives applications from all over the world and is very familiar with a range of qualifications. On this slide, we have detailed the minimum entry requirements for applicants from the United States. Please be aware that these are the minimum requirements, and the applicants may be asked to significantly exceed these minimum requirements, especially if they are assessed as a home EU fee status student. In this slide, we have presented the scenario of a conditional offer. The conditional offer is a common response from UK universities if you have yet to graduate from high school. Based on the information you have provided in your UCAS application, the university may ask you to complete specific examinations and achieve certain grades to gain a place at the university. If an offer is made, then this is legally binding, and should an applicant gain these grades and have chosen a university as their first choice, then their place at that university will be guaranteed. In this example, we have profiled the progress of a potential science student through the application.
This production is copyright the University of Edinburgh.